Follow me. We shall crush them beneath us.
Time and time and again, Eastern video games is dominating. Yes, there may be indie and AA titles that are coming. However, majority of gaps in the market, mainly in the Western video game market, will be filled with Eastern video games. And the West continue to do their BS and not listening to gamers. Unbelievable. We will react to Veridark's video and let's see what she has to say.
YouTube memberships. Now, gamers are getting sick and tired of a Western slop. We are getting sick and tired of ideologies being pushed in our faces. Modern, I guess we'll call them, character designs. We're sick of that. We just want really good entertainment. Video games are a form of escapism, and that means seeing the height of humanity, or something like humanity, right? Because we're talking about fictional characters. Sometimes they're not technically humans. Maybe they're androids that kind of look like humans. They're supposed to resemble them. We want to see very beautiful characters, whether they are men, whether they are women. I am perfectly fine with seeing very sexy, feminine females and hunky, masculine male characters in my video games that are the peak of humanity. They're not whales, they're not ugly, and while that definitely can fit into some games, it's generally not what people want to see.
Okay, before we let her continue, okay, that is true. Regardless whether you want sexy characters or anything, the one thing you have to know is gameplay and story. Those two things must take priority. The rest will be secondary, which includes messaging. Wuchang Fallen Feathers have come a long way, near top ranking. You know what? I'm gonna bet this thing's gonna go up if the trailer is released. I mean, we haven't heard anything. Before I get to that, I want you to know. Let's make a vote. I want you to vote it in the comments. How many players do you think Wuchang Fallen Feathers will gain when it releases?
Wuchang Fallen Feathers has caught a lot of people's attention for what I would say are all of the right reasons. The lead character in this game is an absolutely gorgeous girl. It is a Souls-like action RPG that has some phenomenal looking gameplay with some amazing visual effects, and I think that this is going to be a pretty big game when it finally releases. We still don't have an official release date, just sometime in 2025, which I cannot wait for this to come out. I definitely am looking forward to it, like many other people, but because there has been a lot of talk about it, and these social media teams or the community manager that they have learned to market this game very well, and it's caught a lot of people's attention. So if you do not know about this game, I have made a couple of videos on it already. I'm not going to play like the full trailer here. You can go and watch it yourself. It will be linked down below. You can find it relatively easy, but it looks like a fantastic experience, very similar to Black Myth Wukong that came out recently.
Looks like that's more better than the Western community manager. Don't you guys agree? I haven't heard any Eastern community managers in gaming attack gamers. So you ask yourself this: how come the East, aka their community managers, doesn't attack gamers while the West did it? Tell me something. If it's similar to Black Myth Wukong, which, let's cross our fingers, they don't implement de novo. So I don't know if S-Game or... I don't know if it's S-Game. I really need to recheck the developers. But the developers who made Wuchang Fallen Feathers, by some miracle you have watched this video, please do not implement de novo. De novo will break every PC. Always remember, do not implement de novo.
To Black Myth Wukong that came out recently, it gives me a very Stellar Blade vibe as well when it comes to the combat. I think that this lead character, I still have not been able to figure out her name. I don't know if they've released her name, but she looks absolutely gorgeous. You have some shots in here, like this one right here that reminds me so much of Bloodborne. Like, it just looks very dark and gritty, but there are also specks of light and the colors are beautiful. The effects look fantastic. It just looks like it's going to be great all around. And the description of this game is: the latest Wuchang Fallen Feathers trailer shows formidable foes you'll fight in this upcoming Souls-like action RPG. It is set in the land of Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming Dynasty, plagued with warring factions and a mysterious illness spawning monstrous creatures. So this is a game that, of course, does, just feel very reminiscent of a lot of other ones, but also does look extremely unique.
Okay, so what do we take from that? Let's think about that for a second. Chinese mythology, the Ming Dynasty. Seriously, Western AAA games or AAA developers, are you taking notes? Now, for Stellar Blade, it could be similar, but the one thing we do not know is the person, the main character. We don't know the name. I think the name will be a spoiler That's why the developers of Wuchang Fallen Feathers, they don't want to spoil it. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm guessing they will release it either the state of play, but wait, hang on a minute. If the state of play on the February already started, but what about the June or May? I don't know, folks. I don't think they will release a state of play on May or even June for that matter. Unless, of course, they will go to Tokyo Game Show, which that's a long way ahead. It says 2025. I mean, they have to release something. I don't know what's the storage for this game. I really need to check. For now, I will save my... Let's just say I'll finish what game I have, and probably I'll get myself Lost Soul Aside and Stellar Blade, and then I'll get Wuchang Fallen Feathers.
Extremely unique, and because there is a lot of hype behind this, it is climbing charts right now. Here is a post that they had actually just made. They said, "We have come a long way together. We are near the top of the Steam rankings, all thanks to our incredible community. Thank you for supporting us." And as you can see, the most followed upcoming Steam games list was screenshotted, and then you have titles like Hollow Knight, Silk Song at number 1. Is that game ever going to come out at this point? I'm getting pretty sad about it. 2 is Deadlock. 3 is Operation Lovecraft. Never heard of it. 4, Mecha Break. You have Arena Breakout, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Light No Fire, Dune Awakening, Subnautica 2, so some very big names. And then just under Elden Ring, Night Rain, Blight Survival, and Rooted is Wuchang Fallen Feathers. It is sitting at number 17. And keep in mind, this game doesn't even have an official release date yet, except for sometime in 2025. So that's fantastic. Usually people don't start wishlisting and getting hyped for a game until we have that full date, especially with the state of the industry. But we also know that on the most wishlisted upcoming Steam games list, it is sitting at number 104, so it is right about to cross that top 100, which is also really cool for them. Now, another reason why I've talked about this game in the past...
Of course there is. There's gonna be somebody who will be upset. I'm guessing the journalists, although I don't know for certain, because if this takes place in the Ming Dynasty, hopefully they don't reduce points. If you don't know, one of the IGN reviewers said they will reduce points if there's a mention of Gulf of America. Hopefully they don't.
By this title, very akin to Stellar Blade, where, oh, you see an attractive lead character, and then people are going to be outraged because they question, where are her organs and why is she in this armor? This isn't appropriate for the situation she finds herself in. She should be in a full suit of armor. Ridiculous claims. At least in my opinion, I'm perfectly fine with seeing beautiful women in chainmail bikinis. If that's what the developers want to create, then they should be allowed to create it. I even say this with games like Dustborn or Concord or Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, right? Even though they're not games for me, and I will try to give them a shot. Those games still deserve to exist, but there are people who are opposing titles like Wuchang and Stellar Blade who just say, oh, they're gooner games and they provide no entertainment to anybody, which is absurd. Stellar Blade was one of my favorite games last year.
That's true. Okay, why do I get the feeling they're going to write hit piece before Wuchang Fallen Feathers released? It happened with Black Myth Wukong. What are the chances of it will happen again? I mean, seriously, I don't hear anybody complain about this. And I know the LGBTQ community or the black community, they're not offended. Tell me something. To any of my viewers who are from either LGBTQ community or the black community, Hispanic, whatever, are you offended by the look of that female characters in Wuchang Fallen Feathers? Because I know you aren't.
It was close to Black Myth Wukong, but Wukong still kind of swept away the competition. It was just on another level. But it is very reminiscent of that, and I'm sure as we get closer to release, we are going to see a lot of backlash from people who just call this a gooner game, which is so unfortunate because I do feel like so many games that have a lot of potential are just being written off. Is that now it's like AI Limit that came out about a week and a half ago, and I've done a couple of live streams of it. So far, I've been thoroughly enjoying my time in it. Very similar to something like Code Vein. Is it a 10 out of 10? No, but you can still get a lot of entertainment value out of it. But there were the IGNs giving it a 5 because, oh my god, what are these armors and why are we objectifying women again? It's ridiculous to sit here and complain about that, especially when the rest of the game looks so fantastic and they have a lot of supporters. There are a lot of gamers who are saying, this looks absolutely amazing, I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, everybody can't wait to play it. I also can't wait to play it, but I hope they don't implement de novo. And the storage is still going to be a problem. I don't know how big is the storage. Hopefully I can still play it on either medium setting, at least, because I'm more worried about that one. Now again, I think I'll skip a bit. I believe the comments, we don't need to know. You probably already seen the video. So we'll skip the meat and potato.
Promising game yet, otherwise it would be even higher, and that's true. I do think that when we get closer to release and they kind of start marketing that release date, it will get even higher on these lists, but it's already doing really good for itself. Thank you for brightening our view with Wuchang. That climb was on purpose. Release date, please. Parry looks so good in this game. Yes, I love how bloody and gory it looks. Make my dream come true and give us a release date for this masterpiece and the game of the year, in my opinion. So there's a lot of positivity, a lot of people who are really excited for it, and as you can see, it is climbing all of the Steam charts right now, and it's still a ways away. Most followed upcoming Steam's games list, it's already number 17, and
well, I think that will be enough. So, what we take from this? Haha, the East is continuing to just push their way to the top. And remember what I said, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up. China has just approved more than 100 video games. What video games from China that we already know? We already know that Planet Wuchang, Buffalo Side, Mecha Braid, Tides of Annihilation, Wuchang Fallen Feathers. There's more, folks. And you think these 5 or 6 games that are released last year and this year is it? Oh, that's not it, folks. There's more. Remember, more than 100 video games China has approved. Let's say, I'm not certain if Wuchang Fallen Feathers can beat Subnautica. I heard that Subnautica 2 is Sweet to be 8. I don't know, I need to recheck. Yeah, I need to recheck that one. It is almost to top 100. That's achievement, folks. I always say that yes, many indie games or solo devs, anything, also entering the market, but majority of the gap in the market will come from Eastern-made video games. It's just how the way it is. And if the West continues to fumble the bag, if they continue it, it will be too little too late. They probably think, why is my game failed? But before that, it was too late, they were laid off. It's just an analogy. I don't know if I can have sympathy for those who lay off, but understand this, if that person who got laid off happens to attack gamers, then I don't feel sympathy for them. Yes, many of these developers in the West may look good and don't have any biases, but there will be one person out of all those people to hate gamers. Want proof of it? Matt Hansen.
You were most impressive. Surely your military skills will help guide us on the path to victory. I look forward to your continued efforts.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detected, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th channel up here or link in the description.